Okay, are we ready to get started with the... Okay, Coach Zach here, Hockey Labs. I'm coming out in a second. Thanks everybody that's joining live. All right. If you made it live, pumped to see you here, okay? So we have a fun workout today. It's going to be 25 reps of each one of these exercises. So we have 10 different exercises, 25 reps of each one. We're going to be doing some shadow shooting. So you want to grab your shadow shooting stick. That's the stick with the 2 pucks. All right. 1 or 2 pucks taped to the bottom, a weighted stick. If you don't have a weighted stick, that's okay. Just do shadow shooting with a normal stick. All right, that's all right too. So shadow shooting means that we're going through the shooting motion, but we're not actually shooting any pucks. So we're working on the proper technique. We have some squats today. So if you want to hold a dumbbell, we're going to do some squat jumps and goblet squats. So you can do goblet squats with body weight, all right? Or if you have a medicine ball, a dumbbell, a little bit of weight, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more and use proper technique, we're going to hold it right in front of our chest, come down, squat back up. You can use a dumbbell, you can use a little bit of weight. So if you have a little bit of weight that you want to use, grab that. Also, 2 pucks today, all right? 2 pucks for an exercise that we're going to do, and then a stick handling ball and a stick handling stick as well. Okay, so this is what we're going to need for the workout today. Weighted stick, stick handling ball, optional dumbbell, a couple pucks. I'll go through the 10 exercises here. All right, are you ready to go? Are we ready? Are we fired up here? I'm pumped. 10 exercises, 25 reps of each. After we finish the 25 reps, we're going to rest for 1 minute, all right? And then we're going to go to the next one. So this is going to be tough. Push yourself on technique. Here's the deal. When you're doing the 25 reps, you can rest. So if you need to do 10 and then rest and then 10 and then rest and then 5, that's fine. If you do 5 and rest in between and 5 and 5 and 5, that's fine too. Shadow shooting, facing the puck. Leg lifts, so on our back with leg lifts. Figure 8 stick handling. Vertical, so we're doing a vertical figure 8, so not side to side but up and back. Goblet squat, bear crawl with a face push, so bear crawl position, push down almost like a push up, bent over W and T's, line leg switch, shadow shooting facing the net, dead bug, and squat jumps. All right, if you didn't catch all that, don't worry, we will go over each one before we start. But you have the right equipment set up. So have a stick handling ball, have a stick handling stick, have a couple pucks, and a weighted stick for shooting is all you need to really focus on. If you want a little bit of a dumbbell or something to make it a little bit more challenging when you do your goblet squats, that's great. But that is up to you. All right, Hockey Labs. Everyone who's in here right now doing this workout, you are part of that dedicated group. It's part of that group that I love, part of that group that's willing to make some sacrifices. There's probably other things you could be doing today, other things you could be doing tonight. You could be sitting in front of the TV, you could be watching hockey on TV, but you're here, you're working on getting better. So this is the small, dedicated group of players that I know are going to continue to succeed. So I'm pumped that you're here right now. We're going to start off with a quick little warm-up. So I'm going to use my hockey stick. Okay, just going to do about 5 minutes. Warm up here, we're just going to go over and back the top of our head. Okay, so try to keep your arms straight, keep your core tight. This is really good just to warm up those shoulders. You should feel it in your shoulders. You can move your hands in as far as you can to get it over and back. All right? And you can make them as wide as you want to get it over and back. Okay, touch your chest here, touch your back. All right, now we're going to go up. Okay, just to do about 5 squats here, nice and slow. Pause at the bottom, then come back up. Slow, deep as you can, come back up. Work on when you get to the bottom, instead of hunching over that chest, keep the chest up, pull the core in. Slow, nice and slow on these, and a little pause at the bottom. Now we're going to do 6 reverse lunges. Pause at the bottom, back up. Nice and slow, under control. Last one. Okay, legs wide. We're going to go 10 skaters to each side, okay? So a lateral squat. We're going to squat down and then back up. Again, core tight, chest up. Pull the core in, chest up. Don't go down like this. Chest up, core tight. Down under control. We're going to do 10 of these. That's 3. Nice and slow. Goes nice and slow with me. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, now keeping your legs wide like this, we're just going to, again, pull your core in. Bend over till you're about parallel with the ground. 1. Nice and slow. 2. 3. 4. Keep your chin tucked. Don't drop your head. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to rotate each side. So here we're going to rotate down towards our toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Arms up, hands up, toes out, squat down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's all we have for our warm-up. So now we are going to get started with 25 reps of the first drill, which is shadow shooting. Okay, facing the puck, so you're going to act like you have a puck right here in front of you. You're going to hold this puck on your stick, and you're just going to release hard at the target, okay? So as you're doing this, I want that top hand away from your body. All right, drag that puck, release hard at the target. 25 times, take your time, reset each time, but I want you to release with power, explosive, get a little bit of lean on your stick each time. All right, we're going to do 25 of them, so you count them out on your own. If you need to rest, take a rest and then get to 25. All right? So there we go, that was 25 for me. I'll wait a second to make sure everyone's done here. When you're doing those, I want you to really make sure that you're picking a target and aiming at a target. So let's say you want to do around the world, one at each corner. So each shot, Keep track of what corner you're aiming for. Low right, upper left, lower left, low right, upper left. Let's say you want to go upper corners every other one or lower corners every other one, but have a specific target in mind. Aim for that target, visualize that target. That's so important when we're doing these shadow shooting drills. Okay, here we have leg lifts. So we're going to lay down on our back. Again, 25 reps here. Okay? Lay down on our back. We're going to straight legs, lift them up. Start about 2 or 3 inches from the ground. We're going to lift them up, okay, about 24 so inches from the ground. You don't want to arch your back. I want your back flat against the ground the entire time. So as you're lifting your legs, it's easy to try to arch your back like this. We're not going to do that. We're going to pull our back and our stomach into the ground while we lift our legs. If you get to a point where your back's coming off the ground, stop right before that, okay? We do not want that to happen. So 25 of these. We're going to go slow and under control. Pull that back into the ground so it stays flat against the ground. Ten. 15 there. So at 10, I could feel my technique start to get bad. My back wanted to come on, so I focused really hard on pulling it into the ground, did 5 more, and then I knew my technique was going to fail, so I stopped there. And we're going to rest for a second and do 10 more. So when you first start to feel your technique getting bad, I want you to refocus, concentrate, get 2, 3, 4, 5 more reps, then pause, take a little break, and then continue. So I have 10 more here. There we go. All right. So now we're going to do a stick handling, figure 8s, vertical. So set up your 2 pucks. So mine are about that far apart right here, okay? Maybe about half your stick. And then you want to maybe move yourself, I don't know, about 2 foot lengths or so from that bottom puck, okay? And then we're just going to go around in a figure 8. Every time we get back down to our feet, that counts as 1. Okay, we ready here? 25 of them. 2. 9. 12. I'm going to switch to the other direction. Nice good knee bend here. Good. So 25 of those. I probably did closer to 30 because I lost track halfway through. Goblet squat. So this is the one where if you want to use a dumbbell or a little bit of weight, go right ahead. You can hold something right across your chest. You can grab a couple books. You can grab a plate. You can grab dumbbell, medicine ball, and hold it right across your chest. We're just going to squat down, come back up. Kettlebell works here too. All right. So 25 here. We'll go in about 15 seconds. Good work so far. Stay with me here. We have, after this, we'll have 6 more drills. All right. 25 goblet squats. Pull the core in tight and keep the chest up. 1. 5. 10. Keep the form good. 15. Starting to get tired, but we're going to push through here with good technique. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! 25 of those is tough. When you're doing that, core tight. Keep the core pulled in so that you don't get all that tension in your low back. If your low back is tight, it means you're not keeping your core engaged enough. Most of that tension's falling on your low back and not your core. Bear crawl with a face push. So that means we're going into bear crawl stance here. Hands and feet. And we're going to add a little face push in. So just to show you, demonstrate quick. Bear crawl here. Hands under your shoulders. Up on your toes. Core pulled in. Chest up. Okay, so it's not rounded back like this. We're not letting our stomach hang out. Okay, we're right in here. We're going to come down, face to the mat. That's the hard way to do it. You want to make it a little bit easier. Go on your knees, hands and knees, and then go face to the mat. Stomach is pulled in the entire time. You got to pull that stomach in the entire time. It's really easy to lose that core engagement and just let your back do the work. You don't want to do that. We want to keep that core tight. We want that core to be working. Sometimes when you're doing these exercises, you're going to feel it more in your core if you're keeping your core tight than you will in the other parts that you're actually supposed to be working, because your core is working every single drill. All right, a few more seconds here and then we'll get going. Bear crawl. Face to the ground. All right, 5 seconds. Here we go. Oh, that's 15 for me. That's tough. You really feel that in your shoulders and your triceps. It's hitting those triceps. Don't try to reach your face to the ground. Okay, just go down as far as you can, come back up. If you need to go on your knees, go on your knees. Core pulled tight. I feel like I'm losing engagement in my core. I got to refocus here. One more. Whew. Those are tough. Good upper body move there. Hits chest, hits triceps, shoulders. You're getting a full range of motion, plus you have that core stability. Okay, so another upper body move here, but we're going to hit the back a little bit. So here, I want you to use the 2 pucks again. Okay? You may feel like it's light, but guess what? This is tough. We're going to bend over about 45 degrees here, pull the core in, chest stays up, hinge at the hip, so pushing that butt back. All right? We're going to go arms 90 degrees, hands together. Hands come up as far as they can, and then extend and bring back down. Okay, work on keeping the head back, bringing those arms as far as you can, up, back down, squeeze here. I want you to squeeze those armpits, squeeze these back muscles, the lats, and then bring it back down. This isn't a race. If you just go through the motion here, it's going to be really easy. If you squeeze and slow it down and try to squeeze your back here, extend all the way up and reach, squeeze your back on the way down, that's where it's going to get hard. So this really depends on you and how hard you want to make it. You can make it super easy, or you can make it super hard. If holding the 2 pucks is too hard for you, which it will be for a lot of people if you do it right, just go body weight only. Just hold your hands. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My chin's tucked. Squeezing here, all the way up. 1, 2. When I reach up, I'm also trying to reach up to the sky too. But I'm trying to keep my core tight, so when I reach up to the sky, I don't arch my back. 3, 4, 5. Squeeze. Squeeze. You're trying to keep your arms up as high as you can here with keeping your core tight and pulled in. So that's 10 for me. My back is on fire right now. I can feel it burning. If you're doing it the right way, you should just feel this absolutely burning. We'll go this way. Core tight. If you feel low back getting tight, you're not keeping your core tight enough. That's another 10. 5 more here. As I'm going, I can notice my head falling forward. I'm going to work on keeping that chin pulled back a little bit here. Chin tucked in here. Not hard, just a little bit, just so it doesn't drop out like that. Here we go. 5 more here. 5 good ones. That hits all those good back muscles that a lot of times as hockey players we neglect, all right? That's going to hit your low traps, all right? What keeps your arms and your shoulders pulled back so that we're not forward. Helps protect those shoulders. Okay, it's going to hit the shoulder muscles in the back here, your rear delts. All right, it's going to hit your lat muscles, a lot of those back muscles that we need to use to keep us, when we're playing hockey, to keep us upright so that we're not always hunched down like this. And that's going to leave us prone to shoulder injuries, to a weak core, to low back tightness. We don't want any of that stuff. Lying leg switch. All right, another tough one here. Man, who made this workout? Whew. So here we're going to lie on our back. 25 of these again. You can do 24 or 26 if you want to even it out between your legs. But, okay, so if your legs are fully extended here, we're going to bring them up a few inches just so that there's a little bend in the knees. Okay, arms are flat out or by your side. Belly button is tight here, and you're going to just lift our hips off the ground, and we're just going to switch legs every 1 or 2 seconds and lifting the leg up in the air. You're going to feel tension in your hamstrings, in your glute, in your calf. All of that's going to be working the entire time. Work on, as you lift this leg up, flexing that glute muscle right here, that butt muscle, kind of pushing it up while you're pulling your core in. All right, that's what's going to make this even harder. 25 of them. Here we go. Just lift and hold. 1. Flex that butt muscle. If that's too hard for you, you can just lift and hold, just like this. You don't have to do the marches, okay? Work on squeezing that butt muscle up while you pull your core in. Hold each one for a couple seconds. Don't arch your back, pull your core in. You should feel your hamstrings just burning if you're doing this right. Get the hips up, get the butt flexed. Squeeze that butt muscle. Pull that core in. Whew. Those are tough. Whew. Hamstring, calves, core stability, all that should be working there. We're going to go back to shadow shooting now, but this time your toe is going to be at the target, okay? So, toe at the target, inside leg, and then again, when you're shooting and releasing that puck, or acting like you're releasing the puck, I want you to be aiming for a target. So pick what you're going to do ahead of time. Are you going to go every other low target, every other high target, one target only? If there's one target you want to work on, upper blocker, upper glove, whatever it is, lower corners, just focus on that target for all 25 shots. But every shot, have a target in your mind. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds. Shoot hard, leverage on your stick, release hard. And here we go, 25. 25. You should feel that in your forearms, your core. We're really working with this weighted stick on getting that proper shooting technique. Back to another core exercise here, dead bugs. Some of you that have been doing the programs and the workouts of the day know about dead bugs. So here you can go a bent leg, arms up, every other opposite side, almost to the ground, but not to the ground, pulling the core in. What makes these hard is that you're pulling the core into the ground. So when you're in this full extension position, you're not letting your low back come off the ground. You're pulling it into the ground. You want to make it a little bit harder, you can go straight legs. Okay, straight legs, straight arms. And that's going to be a little bit harder there. Hold each one for 1 or 2 seconds in that full extension position. Keep the core pulled down into the ground. Don't let the low back come off the ground. 25. Here we go. Ready? And go. $15 for me there. Again, I'm just going to reiterate because I can feel myself doing it. It's easy to cheat on these if you just kind of relax that core. But if you're pulling that core into the ground, pulling that low back into the ground as hard as you can, especially as you extend all the way down and hold here, that is what's going to make this so challenging and so effective to strengthen all those core muscles. I have 10 more. All right, 25. Last one. Save the best for last here. Squat jumps. Because this is an explosive exercise and I want you to jump as high as you can, you likely will not be able to go 25 in a row with absolute max intensity. So get 8, get 6, get 5, get 10, get 12. When you feel that burning, maybe get 1 or 2 more and then rest. And those 1 or 2, make sure you're really focused on good technique, explosive as you can. Don't take those 1 or 2 off, or don't try to push 15 and the last 5 are bad, all right? As many as you can, and then when you feel yourself start to lose that technique, maybe it's at 6. Maybe at 6 you start to feel yourself lose that technique. Dig in mentally, get 1 or 2 more good ones, maybe 3 more good ones, then take a break, and then go take a break for 10 or 15 seconds, and then maybe the next time you only get 4, and then 1 or 2 good ones. Even though your technique's starting to falter, focus in on those 1 or 2 good ones at the end there. And that's how you're going to build some mental toughness and also start to build some strength and power as that fatigue kicks in a little bit and you toughen through those last 1 or 2 reps, because those are the reps that are really going to count and are going to really help you make that difference. All right? So for me personally, all right, I'm going to go probably for about 10 really, really good ones. I know, just because I've done this before, I know I'm going to start feeling that burn around 9 and 10. And then I'm going to just dig in for 2 to 3 more. So get 12 to 13 and make sure those last 2 to 3, even though I won't jump as high, I'm still using that perfect technique. I'm still jumping as hard as I possibly can, even though I'm going to want to stop. All right, I'm going to push through those last ones. And then I'm going to reset and probably go closer to 7 or 8 more. All right, and then 2 more after that. So you have to be able to know your body here, be able to feel where you're at, and make a good decision, all right? So for the squat jumps, we're going to come down under control, jump up as high as you can, land, and then reset and come down again, all right? Hopefully my mic doesn't fly out of my back pocket there. Okay, whew. So I got to about 12 and then really started to feel the burn. Got 3 more, so I'm at 15 right now. I'm gonna rest for about 15 seconds and we'll get after it again. Hopefully get maybe to 25 on this one, we'll see, but I'm not gonna cheat, I'm not gonna push it. We're just gonna see where I can get, keeping that perfect technique. All right. One more here. Whew. 25. Whew. Wait for everybody to finish up. Here's a question for you. Who actually thought about engaging their core as they're making that jump? Anybody? I tell you what, we're talking about core all the time. Think about it when you're jumping. Think about it when you're sprinting, pulling that core in. Because what happens is, as you engage that core and get strong here, that's going to help you generate more power from your legs. Because your core and your body isn't loose. As you're stable here, when you're jumping and you're strong right here, pulling that core in, it's going to help you create more power through your entire kinetic chain. All right? If your core is loose, we have what's called leakage. And leakage means as you're jumping, we're not stable here. So we're going to get a little bit of leakage in our low back, and our upper body's not going to be stable and strong. So there's going to be leakage as we're making that jump. We're not going to generate the maximum amount of power through our legs. So we talk about core in every exercise. It's so important. Think about it when you're jumping. It's not going to be your primary focus. You're going to want to focus on other stuff, but think about that core too. Think about it when you're skating. Okay, as you're skating, think about pulling that core in and how often that core stays loose when you're skating. And notice when you're actually engaging that core through your stride and your rib cage is up and your core is pulled in, how much more power you can generate and push off with each one of those strides, because everything is tight. Okay, not rigid. There's a difference between rigid where you're skating like this. Okay, I can have a tight core here and still be fluid. All right, so the core is tight. There's tension in the core, and that's going to allow you to generate more power as that core is tight through your low body, through your legs, through your glute, and that's what's going to give you power on the ice. We're going to work on that as we're doing our jumps. We're going to train that in our core exercises. We're going to train that when we're squatting. So we're training that through every single movement because I want you to carry it over to the ice. All right, such an important lesson, and it's going to take time and practice, but just start being aware of it. So if you think back to your jumps or when you're doing jumps, do a few more here and just notice how you probably don't have your core engaged, and then have your core engaged. All right, and just notice how much more power you can generate through your legs and how much better that feels to generate power when that core is engaged, pulled in, and those ribs stay up. All right, so we're not like this, loose belly, ribs down, jumping like this. Does this look like an athletic position? Okay, versus core pulled in, ribs up, right in here. All right, so you want to look like an athlete because you're going to act like an athlete. In order to look that way, you have to have those right mechanics. Core tight, every exercise. That's all we got for today. 10 exercises. We went through 25 reps of each one. Awesome work. That's 250 reps of training. If you want to keep going, I'll tell you what, go ahead, do this again. All right? You can go through again. Shadow shooting, leg lifts, vertical figure eight, goblet squat, bear crawl, face pushes, bent over, W, T, or WY actually, line, hamstring, leg switches, shadow shooting, dead bug, and squat jumps. So that was the 10 exercises. Great work, everybody. Okay, nice effort today. Like I said, you are the dedicated, you are the players. They're going to keep excelling and pass the other players on your way to the top. So great work, Hockey Labs. I'll see you at the next live workout.